Welcome to E-Patashala. I am going to talk about urban landscaping. What is urban landscape? What is the importance of urban landscaping? How to do it or how you interpret it in your urban context. Basically, it is nothing but spaces used by the people on the urban context, plus this also act as a space for recreation, two space for shopping or commercial activity, C any other activity related to more on the user base or use for the public. So when we are talking about urban landscaping, we are specifically going to talk about canal here. We are talking about Alleppey town. This is one of the oldest township in India, where this particular township is also called as Venice of the East. You go to Venice, you see a lot of connecting water bodies, connecting canals. People travel in the boat from place to place and things like that. Whereas here also the same thing happened. Most of the goods come from the sea into the land. From land it gets distributed through canal into different villages by boat. So the same thing is there, but the scale of operation differs from Venice to Alleppey. Alleppey is much smaller when compared to Venice, whereas Venice was built 2000 years back, whereas Alleppey was built 200 years back. And the scale of both are totally different, but we are talking about why we call it east of Venice is the basic connectivity through canals, connectivity through history, connectivity through transportation, basically. So, what are we going to do here? Basically, this particular township where we are going to do the urban landscaping is connected with the canals from the port. Port is actually connected to the sea. Actually, larger boats or ships come at least 7 kilometers away from the port, where the depth of the water is conducive for the boat to stay, and it will get transported into a smaller boat. From that boat it comes to the rail track, which is projected into the sea. From there it gets loaded into goods train, come into godowns or yards in the land. From there it gets transported into the city through boats, smaller boats. So this is how the transportation takes place. Okay, we are more talking into transportation and means of transportation, whereas when we are talking about urban landscaping, we are having all the historical buildings all along the canal. We have a canal length of roughly around 6 kilometers, plus another 1 kilometer connecting canal. We call it a commercial canal, we call it a Wade canal, and then we call it a link canal. See, all the fours are becoming a square, and the entire township is based on the squares and rectangle pattern. So that is basically the site plan of Alleppey town. But when we are moving in the canal and we have enough shops, enough factory outlets, enough housing colonies to give rise to the urban character of the city or township. So when we are designing this particular walkway or waterway, we need to understand that the urban design is taken care, number one, and connectivity is provided through walkways, and then open spaces will be provided in terms for the people to walk, people to enjoy the place, sit and enjoy the water. You have park. The park is not a greenery, where we had a park of steps only, where the people can sit and watch the water. We are also going to have water sculptures and other things to depict the historical background of Alleppey town, plus the entire culture of Kerala. That is the basic intention here.
Urban design is for a city like Alleppey is more relevant because it has got a lot of historical importance. You have canals built on the town which engulf the entire town to 8 kilometers distance, wherein it is connected towards the seaside. So in the golden days you used to have a lot of trading between other countries to Alleppey. Before Cochin coming into existence, Alleppey was one of the major port of Kerala. It was built by Raja Kesavadas for easy communication, transportation of goods purposes. But nowadays this has become more of a leisure space rather than the transportation of goods which was happening. Of course, now Cochin port has taken over. Alleppey has lost all its glory, other thing, because of the development of Cochin as a mega port. But still, that historical town city has got lot of value, lot of cultural heritage, lot of rich tradition we have. So, how are we going to enhance a traditional value? Number one. Number two, showcase the world that we are very good tourism potential is there right now. So we are going to show it to the tourists that this particular place was once upon a time very big port, plus people to move around in a smaller boat and connectivity into the larger lake area. So we call it exploring Venice of the East, Alappuzha, a fresh endeavor to beautify the banks of the three canals. We have Commercial Canal, Vadai Canal and Link Canal. Link Canal is something which links both the sides of the Commercial and Vadai Canal. So this is flowing in the heart of the city. So significance and beautification of the canal. Now the city has developed into major tourism hub now for houseboats and related tourism activity. The canal got a lifeline. 8 years back or 10 years back, if you see the canal, it was nothing but a dump yard. You can see a lot of unwanted filth in the canal, and it was literally a mosquito breeding station. So people had lot of diseases like filaria, we call it Yanakal in Tamil. But I had an opportunity to go to Alleppey for a holiday. It was a beautiful place. We were traveling in the boat in the lake area, not in the canal area. Canal area at that time was not at all travelable because of the pollution level was so high. So I said, I was telling my wife that we can do something better in this zone, because we are capable of handling an urban design combination of landscape urban design is possible here. So then I went myself to the collector, told him your canals are filthy, it's stinking, it's bad, we can do it better. Then he was just said, okay, we will talk about it. Then I came back. After a holiday, we came back to Chennai. We just forgot about it. After a month or so, the collector called us, said, Raghu, come. Now it's a time you can give us some proposal. So we went, studied the entire area, gave a new proposal, and then presented it to that time on MLA was Mr. Venugopal, KC Venugopal. He was very much interested in this kind of a project. So we went and saw that Alleppey is a place where you have this largest snake boats are available. Every year we have a Nehru Trophy canal racing happen here. It's one of the very famous event in entire Kerala. It's called as Nehru Trophy because Nehru was once upon a time participated in giving the prizes to the winner. The boat normally is more than 150 feet, 100 meters, 150 feet of length, We have hundreds of people doing the rowing and to have a competition. This was one of the very biggest event in Kerala even right now. So he liked the scheme, understood. Then he became a tourism minister. And it was, it was just a move of things, Immediately they took me to the chief minister and we had a presentation with the chief minister. Then project just like that, without knowing it, it got approved and we got a big project. Though I'm 10 years back, it was a 15 crore project, we got it. So we did the development of banks. Then the canal was desilted. So once all this development took place, then we had almost that filaria, the disease which I was talking to because of mosquitoes, eradicated. We can always tell. You can see the person with that filaria, and then faces will be completely with too much of pimples. It was horrible. But as a responsible citizen, as a responsible person, after the desilting, after all this development taking place, the canal is regenerated really. So we have improved that. The tourism department, along with the use of central government fund, regenerated the canal. The project includes the landscaping of waterways, lighting, sculpture along the canal back. I mean, it was two stages. The earlier stage was completed, and then again, the maintenance was not good, and other thing happened. Then we had something called as Alleppey Mega. Every city in Kerala were given a mega project worth around 50 crore, connecting different locations. Here, this particular project is also again came up after 7 years for improvement. So this time, what was missing in those period, we were given only walkways and other thing. So this time we added cultural heritage of the city, and we had added better lighting. We have added the buildings and walkways for the people to understand the historical buildings which were there, aimed at proper lighting facility. Then bringing back the glory of the city to make the people understand. This project has become a most prestigious tourism project in Kerala. The scope of the project is covering the the main canals flowing through the heart of the Alappuzha town, which extend to a total of 6.5 kilometers plus another 1 kilometers. It's almost 8.5 kilometers. The commercial canal, link canal, and Wade canal. The commercial canal we would like to keep cultural activity zone. The Wade canal we like to have information zone. The link canal basically is a passive green zone. We like to have a landscape added on the canal. And commercial canal, commercial cultural activity, boating, shops, kiosk, open dining, and you have Paditurai people to sit and watch. So more of a passive recreation zone, viewing decks for the paid, children's play zones, boardwalk and tree houses, seating specialities, different levels of seating, laser show, waterfall and fountain. See, all these are initially we were given a lot of things to happen there. In Wade Canal again, you have mural walls to showcase our cultural heritage of the entire Kerala. You cannot here locate only the Alleppey area. Statues, heritage wall, ornamental pillars, group sculptures with story, boat sculptures. The houseboat is one of the famous thing to happen in Kerala here. So how are you going to showcase all these things in the 6.5 8 kilometers of boating area? The link canal again, you have a lawn, plantation, aroma plantation, all those things can happen there. You have it's written, you can read it up. design. What is design? What need to be done as an urban designer or landscape designer? Designing the landscaping of land on the canal sides. Both the sides of the canal need to be landscaped. Landscape canals try to create sustainable greenery across the banks of the canal in all seasons, keeping the natural beauty of the canal. Fountains and laser shows in selected areas. This actually, once you started churning the water, the oxygen, BOD, biological oxygen demand will increase, and then the water will be purified. That's a normal cycle whenever water is churned. So you have to have pedal boats or something like that, or a rowing boat where water is always churned. Installation of statues and sculptures along the banks of the canal. While you are traveling in the canal, you will have views of different personalities. Then you have a responsible tourism also happening over there, and you have varieties of gardens taking through the people in the canal on an open boat area. The major aim is to cover history of development of Alappuzha, fishing and fishermen's life activity, cultural development and art form. These are all very important for us to showcase to the world. So festival and boat races, artistic excellence. Then this is area you get lot of kaya products. Then you have lot of spices available. So there is a trade. So you can showcase all these things in Alleppey.
See, basically we designed the whole thing as a walkway, number one. Number two, we have created a lot of rain shelters all along the walkway. As we all aware or not aware that we require a lot of rain shelter to provide shelter from the rain for the people. Plus this also acts as a sitting place for the people walking on the daytime or in the evening, or it will be a rain shelter. Number three, this also acts as a very good newspaper reading, or kids comes and read there, or chat, all those things, activity will take place. The other activity what we are given there is more for the shops, wherein people will really, people who were earlier had a shop of very temporary structure, very with the covered with the sheets and plastic sheets and whatnot. So we are given them a permanent shop for them. Of course, non-polluting permanent shop. So these are all the facility we have given, which will improve the lifestyle of the people, number one, which will also generate income for the municipality of the Alleppey township, wherein they can do better maintenance. Number three, once this activity comes up, their lifestyle also will improve. Thank you.